everybody, and welcome to Comics from the Future. I'm Andy.
I'm Matt.
We're here with Infinity Flux Comics out of Chattanooga, Tennessee, and this is our big show where we show you some of the biggest and best books that you can pre-order by this weekend. So head on over to infinityflux.net right now, where you can place all your pre-orders for all these cool books, variants, collected editions, second printings, and much, much more. That way, when they're released in a few weeks, you don't have to worry about it. You've already ordered them. If they sell out, you were one of the reasons they sold out.
Yeah, congratulations.
Congratulations. You got in early.
Yeah.
So a very interesting week of books, but a little housekeeping.
Yep, that's right. So as we've been doing for the last few weeks, even though this is Comics from the Future, we are coming to you from the past because we are recording this on Wednesday, April 9th, because when this video premieres on Friday evening, Andy and I will be in Chicago at C2E2. Having the time of our lives, but we didn't want to not bring you this information. So we're recording this a couple days early, but you'll still get it on time. Matt and Andy in the future, I hope you guys are having a great time at C2E2. Can't wait to hear.
For a response.
Oh, nice. Cool. So chances are everything will stay locked in. There is always a chance when we do this early that one or two things might get pushed back, but check the website on Friday when you watch this video, and all of that should be good to go by then. But again, we didn't want to deprive you of this information just because we're not going to be here. I'm just happy that it's not my fault this time. It's usually the last couple times it's been because I couldn't do it.
We can take joint.
Now it's both our faults. Yeah.
But let's get into this week's worth of books. Starting out with our Prime comic pre-orders.
This is Gwenpool #1. So this is going to be a 5-issue miniseries. This is written by Kevin Scott, the artist by Stefano Nessi. Now, this is a little bit confusing because this was announced through a big press release from Marvel a couple of months back. And when this happened, they made it sound like this is the return of the original old school Gwen Stacy from the 70s, the one that was killed by a Green Goblin.
You'll see why one of the variant covers is the press release picture of the grave, Gwen Stacy's grave, and that's why we're like, they're bringing back dead Gwen Stacy.
Yeah, that wasn't even, but I mean, that wasn't really left up to interpretation. They told us this is the return. So we're like, okay, well, that's weird. The original Gwen Stacy's coming back, and she's this new Gwenpool. However, in the solicitation for this, it says that everyone's favorite reality twister's life is changing, becoming darker and grittier, and bringing her own brand of hyper-violent justice to New York. Well, that makes it sound like it's the pre-existing Gwenpool, the wacky, zany one. It does go on to say, who is this dark Gwenpool, and what does she have to do with the Spectacular Spider-Man? So I guess it's the original. We'll see on another cover here in a second, or maybe it's the cover for #2. They're actually both together. Yeah. This one and then the other one. So I'm not really sure what to tell you about this.
If Gwen Stacy came back from the dead, I thought she would maybe be a spider person and not a Deadpool person. Yeah. So this, I don't know if maybe since Gwenpool is kind of aware of what's going on, if maybe this is I don't know, pulls from a comic or something. Yeah. Create this. I feel like it's not going to be as yep, that's the Gwen Stacy from before when her neck snapped and all that. I think this is going to be, there's going to be a twist on it.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it does give me vibes of maybe Winter Soldier. He came back and was turned, well, but he wasn't, I mean, Bucky was not super innocent before. I don't know. Well, so we'll have to see. This comes out on May 14th, so we'll see what is up on that day. So this is our A cover. We have a Greg Land variant. There is a Ji-Young Lee variant. There is a Paco Medina promo art variant. So that's the original Gwenpool. And then there's a Todd Knock iconic variant. And that's the image that they first released when they announced that this is the, original Gwen Stacy. And I'm not sure. I wish I had more information to give you guys. We'll tell you when it comes out on our Monday show, but for right now, I'm just not sure.
Yeah, this is the Paco Medina promo art. The next one, that's the
Todd Knock.
Which is your original Gwenpool. But this one, would definitely make you think, but who's that shadow? Did this dark Gwenpool go and try to dig up original Gwen Stacy?
Maybe. I don't know. It doesn't, I thought, at first, knee-jerk reaction, that's Spider-Man, but no, that's not Spider-Man.
No. So we'll have to see.
Yeah.
Next up, we have a new one from Image. This is Blood and Thunder. This is going to be really, really cool. So this is by Benito Sereno, and the art is by E.J. Sue and Mosaic. And you see Robert Kirkman's name on there because he is. It says in partnership with visionary creator Robert Kirkman. So I think maybe he's advising on it, or kind of not a main role in it, but his name is attached to it. This is a book that we got a little hint of through one of our retailer calls a few weeks back, and they were really excited about this book, and I can see why. This is going to be really cool. So, this is about a bounty hunter named Akeldama, who goes by Blood, I think because of her hair color and everything, and her cantankerous talking gun, Thunder, which makes me think of
Barbaric?
a Barbaric, where he had the talking axe and everything.
That's what I thought too.
And they are the best out there at bringing in the bad guys. So they're bounty hunters, kind of a partnership between girl and gun. But, however, when the galaxy's most dangerous criminal breaks out of prison, Blood's hunt delivers her down a path that will unlock secrets about her past, present, and future, and that's when things get really bad. So I feel like this is they're playing their cards close to the chest about what is the big story in this. It's kind of like a setup. Oh, it's this bounty hunter and they learn some secrets, but I have a feeling this is going to be a big story, like all Skybound stories are.
Yeah.
They're very rich and full of characters and everything.
We have preview copies of the first 2 issues of this. I didn't have a chance to read it, but I did flip through the first one. Did you read it?
I did. I read like the first couple of pages, but I haven't had a chance to read the whole thing.
I mean, I flipped through several pages through the first one, and it looks visually really cool.
Yeah.
Like very just fun,
Yeah, it says it's a all new action epic that is set in near future where Earth has integrated alien species into a new society, meaning there's a whole new set of rules and a whole load of new crimes to solve. So yeah, all of that sounds really, really cool, and
a little bit sci-fi,
yeah,
or a lot of it sci-fi, I guess.
And I just have the highest, regards for Skybound's books.
Right.
They put out premium content.
Quality, yeah.
So this is going to be really, really cool. So we've got our A cover here by E.J. Sue, and E.J. Sue, I always want to point out, was the artist on Tech Jacket, the precursor to Invincible, a precursor to Walking Dead for Robert Kirkman. And I love all these years later still working together. Yeah. We also have a David Lopez variant, which is really, really cool. And of course, there's a blank sketch variant.
Next up is Absolute Green Lantern number 2. Number 1 came out last week, right? And it was our favorite of the 3 new ones. In this one, it looks like it's going to maybe center around Abin Sur, who we saw in one double-page splash, or maybe it was a single-page splash last issue. But it says that Abin Sur has arrived, and he is here to judge all of the people of Evergreen, which is the town that Hal and Kyle, or John and Joe and Guy all live in. But it says, is he a friend or foe, and what will his judgment bring? Well, if he's a friend, I feel like a friend wouldn't judge you, So he's.
I feel like it's gonna be a judgment.
Yeah. So I'm interested in this because Abin Sur looked really cool. He looks wildly different than the Abin Sur that we know, and I do want to know what's his deal. Is he good? Is he a good guy? Is he gonna give? We know there's no rings, but will he give something else to Hal or Joe, or is he going to be like a big threat? He kind of looks like Majin Buu,
Yeah.
So we'll see.
It did look like in the first issue that there's a time gap that we don't know what happened. Joe shows up seemingly with some kind of Green Lantern abilities. Did she actually come face to face with Abin Sur and he gave her something?
Yeah.
I feel like this is going to be that time frame.
Yeah, maybe the judgment is like he's judging who's worthy of the green power. Yeah. Maybe it's that. I don't know. Well, I guess we'll find out.
Why'd he crash his giant lantern symbol onto the city?
Inconsiderate.
That seemed very rude.
Yeah. So we have our A cover here. There is a Juliet NECA variant, and there is a Jeff Spokes connecting variant. I like that one a lot.
Yeah, that's really cool.
I love that, she's out of costume, but she still has the glowing green. I've always loved the floating green on the chest. It's so cool.
Next up, we have a new book from Image, Free Planet. And this sounds really cool. This is by Aubrey Sitterson and Jed Doherty. And it says, the first completely free planet in human history has won its independence. Now a group of revolutionary heroes must defend the planet's unique energy source from a pair of hostile intergalactic powers while determining what complete freedom actually entails. So this one, I mean, from the solicitation, it does sound like, oh, it's like your typical sci-fi story, but they sent out a kind of an ash can or preview copy to stores, and I got to flip through it. Didn't get a chance to read it, but it looks really cool, and it is way more, as you can see a little bit on the cover, like big sci-fi robots and aliens and that kind of stuff. Big like epic scale, because it does say um, blend the intricate future history of East of West with the emotional space opera stylings of Saga in a story about freedom and sacrifices it demands. So when you talk about stuff like East of West and
Yeah, I was
Saga,
gonna say that's lofty
that's some
goals right there. Yeah.
lofty stuff. So I'm looking forward to this one with this and the Blood and Thunder. We're
Yeah.
getting some pretty
Good.
solid
Mm-hmm.
sci-fi stuff coming up. So this is our A cover. There's a Doherty action variant, and that's your interior artist as well, and a blank sketch cover as well.
Next up, we have Vanishing Point #1. This is going to be a 6-issue miniseries from MacKay, written by Mark Russell and the artist by Juan Doe. And this is going to be an anthology series of short stories that are part sci-fi and part horror. And in this book, we get a story called Screams, and it's about the captain of a mining ship goes on a 10-year solo mission to the Jupiter asteroid belt and makes a horrifying discovery.
He's gonna learn in space. No one can hear you screams.
That's right. I get it. Very
Yeah.
well done. So yeah, I love horror books, and then add a little sci-fi to them. Kind of reminds me a little bit of the EC, the EC one,
Yeah.
Cruel Universe.
Yeah, Cruel
That's
Universe.
it's because all of those stories are sci-fi, but every single one of them could fit in the horror genre as well. This is our A cover by Christian Ward, and then there's a Juan Doe cover, so that's your interior artist right there.
And next up, we have Star Wars Jedi Knights #3. #2 came out today or this week, and I loved it. I can't wait. This feels like a big series with some new ideas for Star Wars, doing these kind of like team up issues and one and done stories. And this one, a classic team up of Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan, and they defy death in an epic attempt to save the life of Senator Bail Organa on a planet full of skyscraper-sized monsters. And not just that, but every page is a splash page in an all-out action issue. So, when you got these giant skyscraper-sized monsters, you're going to have some huge action on each of the pages. So, I love that. I love that they're not afraid to break up the format of the series and all of that, where Star Wars usually tends to keep it pretty safe in the format and everything. They're really trying cool stuff with this series, and I think it's paying off so far. So this one sounds really cool. We've got our A cover here. We have a Dan Jurgens variant.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really cool. We have a Ramon Rosanas variant. And our next Torrin Clark lightsaber variant with Qui-Gon.
Next is Robowolf. This is the first issue. I don't know if this is a miniseries or an ongoing from Dark Horse. This is written and drawn by Jake Smith, and it's about a character named Robowolf. You can see him on the cover there. He and his crew of bank-robbing criminals are in a race against time to get a fat stack of stolen money to the villainous Colonel Massacre. I wonder if that's him in the skull, maybe. I'm not sure. Who Colonel Massacre has kidnapped Robowolf's daughter and is wanting some ransom. But the Colonel's not the only one with an eye on the money. Our heroes are going to have to use their combined skills to tear through an onslaught of bloodthirsty cannibals, ninjas, and robots, and more. This gives me vibes of, what was that Bigfoot book we talked about where they were jumping
the Moonshine Bigfoot?
Yeah, this kind of gives me the same vibe. I haven't read that either, but like the same kind of vibes of like the
just all out crazy.
Yeah, like you can see like the retro logo and everything. Like everything looks all 80s and just like big action and lots of like explosions and fun and that kind of thing. So more books like this, please. I love this stuff.
Yeah, or God Hates Astronauts.
Yeah,
had like that like very like detailed pages and stuff.
Yep. And this is our only cover.
Well, next up we have a new Ghostbusters book. This is Ghostbusters Skeleton Crew #1. This is by David M. Boer and Avon Orr. And this sounds interesting. So the Ghostbusters, increasingly notoriety is throwing them for a loop While Trevor steadies himself by trying to plan a friend's anniversary celebration for him and Lucky, Phoebe meets someone who might be a real friend instead of just a social media follower. But this is the key part. Like, that's all great and good, but this is the cool part. But friendships new and old have to take a back seat to more immediate concerns when a ghostly saber summons the ghost of Captain Kidd and threatens to transform New York City into a ghostly pirate town. Just give me a series about a ghostly pirate town or New York turned into a ghostly pirate town. That sounds awesome.
You could do it in the style of like assorted crisis events where every issue is just about a different character and their day-to-day life in that town. Yeah. That would be awesome.
But it sounds really cool. So if you're a big Ghostbusters fan, I did think it was interesting. So when this was originally announced, it was called Dead Man's Chest. And they changed it to Skeleton Crew. And that seems weird because you'd think you'd do it the other way because they'd be like, well, Star Wars did Skeleton Crew.
Yeah.
But they said, nope, we're going to also do Skeleton Crew. So, you know, to each their own. But we've got our A cover right here. And we have a Sauron variant, which love those ghostly pirates.
Yeah.
Them kicking the heads off of a skeleton pirate. Very cool.
Next is Absolute Superman number 7. My favorite of all the Absolute books, and I cannot wait for this because this is going to be all about the Absolute version of Brainiac. We've seen him in the shadows in several issues, but don't really know what his deal is. So this is going to be all about him. It says that the horrors of Absolute Brainiac are revealed. We know his stolen alien technology is at the heart of Lazarus Corporation's global success. We know that he operates out of a seedy lair packed with bottled cities that he tortures relentlessly just to hear their screams. Which you can see a couple of them there. Is he blowing that one up just because? He's kind of a jerk, right?
Yeah.
But who is the mysterious Brainiac and why is he so interested in the last son of Krypton? I feel like it's because there's something maybe like... I feel like he was maybe on Krypton also or something, or I don't know, maybe he's from somewhere else.
Kind of a classic thing of Brainiac and Krypton.
Yeah, he was like their AI or something. It depends on what story, what origin you read. But I just love, I don't know. And he does look like the green face and the green hand that's on the cover of the Free Comic Book Day book, just shattering through the glass, like who's watching the heroes. So I am very excited for this because I have been wanting to know more about him since we saw him for a split second at the end of issue number 1.
Yeah.
So this is going to be awesome. So this is our A cover by Rafa Sandoval, and there's a Dan Panosian variant.
I love it. All the different people's interpretation of his cape were sparkling.
Mm-hmm.
Well, next up we have One World Under Doom number 4. This, like we said before, this is going to be a 9-issue series, so this is going to take us up through the fall, pretty much. But this is where I feel like a lot of the story is going to turn, or get so far we've been like, oh, Doom's actually, like, at least in this
he's all right,
it's all right, and the stuff he's doing actually doesn't seem that bad. But I feel like something here is going to change that because it says, sensing vulnerability, Dormammu has attacked Earth, and only Doom stands in his way. So I like Dormammu sitting back and he's like, oh, this looks like a good time.
Yeah.
So he's going to step in and actually put the heroes, I guess the heroes and maybe villains or maybe just heroes, in a pocket dimension. Which
he can just do that? Like, why didn't he do that forever ago,
And I also feel like in another time we would have like 30 mini-series of heroes stuck in the pocket dimension. Pocket Dimension Wolverine, Pocket Dimension, whatever.
It's very Heroes Reborn from 1996,
But on the other hand, Doom has never needed allies, of course. So, in order to ensure that his will is done, it's the ultimate showdown between two titans with an ending you won't see coming. As Earth hangs in the balance, it all comes down to Doom versus Dormammu. And honestly, if the whole issue was just them shooting blast at each other, I'd be okay with that.
I hope there's a sequence where Doom, like, I came here to bargain, and he smashes him, and he comes back. I came here to bargain. That was...
He came here to bargain, and then Doom smashes Dormammu.
Yeah,
he's like,
right.
I don't bargain.
Yeah.
So, this is going to be really cool. If you're not reading One World Under Doom, we've really enjoyed it so far.
And a couple of the tie-ins I've really liked, too. Yeah.
So, I think this is super, super cool, and I can't wait for this issue. So, we've got our A cover right here. We have an Adi Granoff cover. We have an Alex Ross Timeless cover. We have a Corey Smith Doomasaur cover, who has only played a minor, more of a transportation than anything, but maybe we'll see more. We have a Vincentini cover and an RB Silva cover, which that's really cool.
Next up is Resurrection Man Quantum Karma #2. Again, this is going to be a 6-issue series. I think the first issue came out, I believe it was last week. You read it and really liked it. And you've read this one too, right?
I have.
And you like this too. And it's good because there's not a whole lot of information on this issue in the solicitation other than Gasha Dokuro lurks in the shadows, growing hungrier and hungrier. Is that him? Is that the skeleton? Is that...
I don't think you really... No, I mean, we didn't see that... what he looks like now.
Okay.
I don't remember the second issue a whole lot, but because I read like 1 and 2 back to back,
Yeah,
it's hard to remember
it's
what
been a
was in
while.
one, what was in the other. But I know this one also starts off with a really cool Butch Geist,
Yeah.
like Who's Who type page, but it's with the JLA from like the 2000s, so it has like Blue Lightning Superman,
Yeah.
Hook-Handed Aquaman, and it's cool that this is kind of set in its own version of the DC universe where it's also like, well, everything happened and we can refer to big events and superheroes and stuff. But yeah, I really like the first issue. What I remember of issue 2, I really like that one as well. So I think this is really cool. A really cool Black Label title.
Yeah, definitely. So this is our A cover, which I love. I love the giant skull and then the little guy in the hat and the jacket like that. It looks awesome. And then there's a Philippe Andrade variant,
which is like kind of the same thing, but like
way different. Yeah.
Different. Well, next up we have Money Shot Big Bang #1. If you don't know about this series, I'll let you do your own little bit of research into it.
Yeah, it's been going on for a long... like there's been different series for a long time.
It's really, really fun, and it's not as harsh as you imagine it would be.
Although, don't let kids read it.
Yeah, don't let kids read it. But what's big about this one is your original writer, Tim Seeley, is joined by Patton Oswalt on this with new artist Garth Graham. And I'm just going to read what it says with this. So it says Patton Oswalt, real life funny person, joins OG writer Tim Seeley and all new artist Garth Graham for a sexy new arc. And it says, you ever seen that second Ewoks movie? The one where they suddenly kill off all the characters from the first movie? Well, this new Money Shot arc is like that with less body hair and somewhat more sex. So, somewhat more.
Yeah.
I remember that second Ewoks movie it was hot. Ooh, it was a lot of Ewoks.
Yeah.
But yeah, really, really fun. So if you're of age, check this one out. So we've got our A cover right here. We have a Rebecca Isaacs cover. And I love this one. This is the Tim Seeley and Patton Oswalt kind of homage cover to Sex Criminals #1.
Oh, yeah.
That had Matt Fraction and Chip Zdarsky doing the same thing. So really, really fun that one there.
Next
is more Essential Comics.
Next is Red Hulk #4, and this is one of those One World Under Doom tie-ins that we're really enjoying. So by this point, by the time we get to this issue, Thunderbolt Ross, Machine Man, and Deathlock will have escaped Doom's prison. What's cool about that is it's only just now, or only when they get out of the prison, do they realize that he's taken over the world.
Yeah,
that didn't even occur to me in the first 2 issues, that they just, where they're at, they don't know. They've been locked away, and it just says that Red Hulk's ready to fight, and I'm ready to watch Red Hulk fight because we haven't had a whole lot of him in this in the series. But it's still been really cool. So I can't wait for them to get out of that hole and be like, holy cow, this is not great.
Yeah.
And then start smashing things.
And it's also been a very, not a slow build-up, because it's been action every issue, but kind of a build-up to when Red Hulk is at full power.
Yeah.
And I think maybe by the end of this issue, we're going to hit that point.
Yeah, for sure. So this is our A cover. There's a John Boy Myers cover, which is just awesome. And then there's a really awesome Ken Lashley variant, too. I don't know which one of those I like better, because they're both great.
I love it too, because it's just like put Red Hulk against an infinite number of Doom bots and just let him go to town. And it seems like maybe that's what we're going to be getting. Well, next up we have Secret Six #3 of 6, and this one sounds really fun. So, of course, the Secret Six are on the trail of the deadly new Checkmate. I guess it's a new version of Checkmate. We don't know a whole lot about what that entails. But they have stolen Amanda Waller, who has all of the secrets still locked inside her head that they are trying to get out, and the Secret Six are after them, maybe to save Amanda Waller, maybe to get rid of Amanda Waller. We'll have to find out. But their search has brought them to Club Classified, a sleazy club where supervillains and movers and shakers and government meet to decide the fate of the world. And of course, this is where Checkmate would be. So they are going to a crazy club full of baddies and gonna dance and fight the night away. This sounds really cool, and I can't wait for more like Catman and Deadshot and stuff now that they're incorporated into them.
Because in issue 2, that's the coolest we've seen Catman look in a long time. That was awesome.
So I can't wait for this one. This is gonna be really, really fun. Here's our A cover. We also have a Ariel Olivetti cover, which they are not getting along. Especially that second issue.
Yeah.
Oof. And we have a Lyrics Lee cover as well, which I love Catman. He's like one of my favorite characters, and that's not his new look here, but his new look in the series is amazing.
Yeah, come on in. The water's just fine, right? So we have The Killer, Affairs of the State 2, #1. This is going to be a 6-issue series. This is a new Killer book, if you're familiar with the French comic that they made a Netflix movie out of, which was pretty cool. This is written by Matt, and the art is by Luc Jacquemont. And in this one, the killer has set up a new base of operations in a cabin deep in the mountains of the south of France. And from there, he accepts each new mission with a calculated precision. He never strays from the assignment. He always returns to his safe haven in the immediate aftermath of each mission. But his very particular routine is suddenly disrupted when he discovers that he has some unexpected neighbors. I have no idea what that means. And this unanticipated development seems to have the potential to finally alter the way the killer sees the world. So very cool. I don't know when the last time we've had one of these books is, but it's cool to have a new one. This is our A cover, and there is a Boss cover.
The cover is pretty boss.
Yep.
Next up, we have Adventure Time at #2. #1 came out this week. It was a lot of fun. It felt like you were watching the show. The dialogue, the art, everything was on point. And this sounds really fun, where Finn and Jake help Henry Alexander, poet extraordinaire, who is trying to win the heart back of his lost love. So they will have to help him write the sickest rhymes, most epic love poetry of all time to help him out. Plus, it does star the robot who can't stop throwing things, which is just such a great character. But yeah, if you enjoyed the first one, you'll definitely want to pick up the second one. And I believe this is an ongoing series.
Pretty sure, yeah.
From what I can tell. So yeah, here is your A cover. We have a Simone variant and a Jake Yellow cover.
Next is Grommets #7. Of 7, right? So there's not really any information about the story of this issue, but we wanted to, highlight it for real quick because issue #6 came out on November 27th. It has been, it's been like what? By the time this comes out on May 7th, it'll have been like 6 months since the last issue, and this is the last issue of the series.
It wouldn't be as weird if the series didn't come out like pretty consistently before that. Like it was each issue.
It was every month, until this one. So this, just want to let you know that the last issue is finally coming out. I love this series. I've been waiting for the trade paperback. The colors and the art are beautiful. I can relate to the story.
Why you had to wait so long?
I know. I thought I missed the trade. I was like, oh no, they haven't finished the series yet. So just want to let you know the last issue is coming, and this is our only cover.
And next up, I just want to point out Pop Kill #3 of 4. The penultimate issue of Pop Kill is coming out, and not a whole lot of information about this one, but of course, this is about John Pyle and Dinah Deluxe and her formula for carbonated soda that won't lose carbonation, and the different soda companies vying for that. And if they can't get that, maybe they'll just kill them both instead. The last issue was so much fun as they were just trying to escape her apartment as they're being attacked by kind of soda assassins. But yeah.
Soda assassins?
Soda assassins. And it continues here. And I hope, even though this is a series that originally came out on Kickstarter back in 2020, I hope we get a volume 2 of this because once now that it's out and more people can read it, I think there's a lot of potential in this for more fun. So we've got a cover here and a kind of spicy Adam Hughes B cover.
Don't get mad at us, YouTube. We couldn't censor it.
I couldn't help it. Next up, we got Big Event Check-In. Just one this time.
This is Thunderbolts Doomstrike number 4. This is going to be a 5-issue series, and this is another of the One World Under Doom tie-ins that we're really enjoying. I really, really like this series because this feels like the one where all the bad stuff that Doom's doing is happening. You don't see it in the main book, so it's like, oh, this is like behind the curtain. You're actually seeing the real stuff here. In this one, Bucky has been captured and is treated to a lavish dinner with Doom, and
it says all of that on the cover. That's crazy. That it's like, oh, Bucky,
yeah, right.
he's in chains.
Yeah,
looks like they're at a dinner table. That's pretty fun.
That's it. The whole issue is just that right there. No, I don't know, but this has been really cool. Doom, has a bone to pick with Bucky because he wanted Bucky to lead his army of whatever, his military or whatever, and Bucky said no, and it goes back to the Thunderbolts miniseries. I mean, it's a lot of stuff, but it's really cool. I've really genuinely been enjoying this. This is our A cover. We have an Alex Ross timeless variant of Captain Marvel. I'm sure she's not going to be in this one, and there's a Rod Rice variant.
Oh, he's crushing the map.
Yeah, I thought he was. When I first glanced, I was like, is he eating his skull? But no.
Well, maybe that's how he rebuilds his armor.
That's the dinner that Doom treats him to. Yeah,
all his old masks.
Yep.
Next up, we got continuing stories, starting with Ultimate Black Panther number 16. The last issue was really cool, but really interesting is, we didn't quite know what was going on in the beginning. It sounds like we're getting a little bit more about that as Black Panther and Storm team up to uncover why a CIA agent is undertaking covert missions in Wakanda. And we might know why, considering the villain can transfer their consciousness or their abilities to different people. But yeah, so sounds really cool and great cover with that new Black Panther costume. So we got our A cover here and a Rod Rice variant.
Next is Doctor Strange of Asgard number 3. Number 2 came out this week. This is a cool series. And in this one, Doctor Strange needs the skull of a dark troll. He's been trying to get these items together to cast this big spell, which is going to help him solve the murder of Hulda. So this time he needs the skull of a dark troll, and he'll have to go into battle to get it. And yeah, if you saw the end of last issue, you know that he's got something that may help him with that battle. So the next issue is coming out. This is our A cover, and there's a David Yarden cover, which very nice homage to Silver Surfer number 4.
Next up, we have Bad Batch, or Star Wars: The Bad Batch Ghost Agents number 3, and number 2 was really cool because we see that they are now going up against a red lightsaber wielding foe. If you know the story and everything, you can probably figure out who that is.
If you know, you know.
Yeah, but
I don't know.
It's a character that they meet in the Bad Batch series, but I feel like they can't. You see them meet them for the first time there, so they can't really reveal that they also ran into him before.
No, I do know.
Yeah, but they are going after this this Dark Jedi has some vital information that can they even get close enough now that they know that this thief maybe is, a little bit more powerful than they thought. So really cool A cover right here. And we have a Carlo Magno variant with Hunter.
Next is Teen Titans Go number 3, and just like the other ones, this sounds really funny. It says that when Robin gets caught trying to plan a surprise party for Starfire's birthday, he invents a new alias, Texas Robin, his identical twin cousin, to explain who the party is for. It gives me shades of Mike Murdoch. Matt Murdoch's like, I don't even want to go. That was a horrible story. Costume changes and misunderstandings abound, leading to the reveal that the birthday Robin thought was Starfire's is actually Silky's.
Oh, so, I love Silky.
Yeah, so this is the only cover.
I want them to bring Silky into like the main.
The main, universe. And make it like serious, yeah.
Next up, we got Vatican City number 2. Number 1 came out this week. It was really cool as now billions of vampires have surrounded Vatican City, but of course they can't step on that ground. They're too afraid of the holy relics and the kind of sacred ground there. So all of humanity is left holed up in Vatican City. But what are the vampires going after? What is buried beneath Vatican City that they need or want so bad? If you read the number 1, you know what it is, but I'm looking forward to seeing where that story goes. And just the one cover.
Next is Vampirella number 2. And the solicitation says that Vampirella is unable to cope with the emotional distress of postpartum depression, and she starts to delve into a dark psychosis, imagining that the best future for her infant son is perhaps no future at all. Well, funny enough, her son comes back from the future, or her son grown up comes back from half a century in the future and provides a glimpse of that dark future to Vampirella's therapist, Doc Cherry. So she, Vampirella thinks maybe my son shouldn't have a future, but her son comes back from the future and says, "You're wrong. I do need a future, otherwise I wouldn't be here."
Yeah, I wonder if he has like a metal arm and a glowy
Oh, you got
eye.
it. Scratches on one,
Yeah.
glowy on the other. So this is our A cover. There is a Greg Land variant. There is a Frizen variant, and there's a Chat Zudis variant.
Next up, we got Cover Gallery. Just some really cool covers we wanted to show you. We're going to start off with Birds of Prey number 21. So we have this Malavia cover. We've got this really fun Ryan Gonzalez like paper doll
I
cover.
love that.
That one's really cool. And we have a Cliff Chiang AAPI Heritage Month connecting variant, which you'll see a couple of these going forward.
This is Batgirl number 7, and this is the very awesome Dan Mora cover. And we have a Cliff Chang AAPI Heritage Month, another the connecting versions.
Next up, we have JSA number 7. This one of the members of the JSA has died, and they are mourning that. Which
I guess it's not one of them.
Yeah, I know. It's like, who's missing from this cover? A lot of them, but the core team's still right there. So this is our Jerry Ordway cover, and then we have a Todd Knott cover with Our Man. He wasn't on the other cover, so let's hope that his hour is not up.
This is Justice League The Atom Project number 5. This is the Kevin Wada variant. We still haven't seen Captain Atom in that, whatever he's wearing right there. And there's also a Cliff Chang AAPI Heritage Month, another of the connecting covers.
And next up, like always, Poison Ivy has some of the best, coolest covers out there. So this is the Joshua Sway Swaby cover, which is a very different style for him. And we have a Eom cover who's been doing for a couple of them, and these are also...
She did not skip leg day.
No, man, she's been lifting some vines and tree trunks.
This is Immortal Thor number 23, and this is another of the Alex Ross Timeless variants.
And then we have Phoenix number 11. This is a Joe Quesada cover. I'm always shocked to see a new Joe Quesada anything, just because it was so long where he didn't do a whole lot when he was editor-in-chief of Marvel. But now, like, just a reminder of how good of an artist he is. Mm-hmm.
We have Uncanny X-Men number 14, and this is the Marvel animation variant with Rogue and Gambit. And bring me the next season of X-Men 97, please.
Just as a reminder, that series is awesome. Mm-hmm. This is a really sad picture, and we need the next one. And next up, we have Wolverine number 9. This is the Rod Rice cover for that. And I believe this is kind of starting a new story arc after the anniversary issue. Yeah. As Wolverine goes back to the Howlett estate. So, yeah, pretty cool in there. Next up, we got Bookshelf. These are collected editions and other big old books that you can collect.
This is the Doctor Strange by Jed MacKay Omnibus. This is going to be $100 and collects a lot of the Jed MacKay stuff that he's done. Maybe all of it, I think. Death of Doctor Strange 1 through 5. Death of Doctor Strange, the Spider-Man tie into that. And then Strange 1 through 10, that was the series where Clea was the Sorcerer Supreme after Doctor Strange died in that miniseries. Mm-hmm. And then Doctor Strange, the series that came after he came back, 1 through 18. That's the full series of that, too. So all the Jed MacKay stuff in one book.
That's going to be really cool. Next up, we have Wolverine Revenge, the trade paperback for that. This is going to collect issues 1 through 5 of the Jonathan Hickman, Greg Capullo series that just wrapped up like a week or so ago. Yeah. But I believe this one is only the regular edition, not the Red Band edition. I believe there's nothing on there that said. I just know this is the regular edition cover of it. And I wonder maybe we're going to get a hardcover later that has the Red Band version. Or, I'm not sure. But if you want to read the story, you can get the whole thing here for only $19.99.
This is the Iron Man trade paperback volume 1. This collects the 5 issues of the current Iron Man run, the first 5 issues of that. It's going to be $17.99. This is going to tell you, like, hey, why has he got that steampunk looking armor? And you also see his big old sword, which is really cool.
Next up, we have Titans Volume 3. This is called Hard Feelings. And even though it's Titans Volume 3 and it collects issues 16 through 21, this is actually the start. This is kind of the DC All-In Volume 1 of Titans that is written by John Layman and the art is by Pete Woods and Serge Arcuna, which has been really cool. I can't wait to read this as a whole because I've only read the first couple of this. But yeah, so even though it's a Volume 3, this is a great jumping on point for this title. And it is $17.99.
This is the Flex Mentallo Man of Muscle Mystery Mystery hardcover. Now, this is interesting. It's going to be $29.99. This collects the 4-issue miniseries by Grant Morrison and Frank Quitely from back in 1996. Mm-hmm. So this is, about 30 years old stories. But I've never read this, and I don't know a lot about Flex Mentallo, but this does seem kind of fun. Yeah. And I'd like to check it out.
They've used him. I think he was maybe in Doom Patrol.
Yeah, he was.
And some of that, and he learned the muscle mystery, the ways of muscle mystery, and he can do different powers by flexing different muscles, and very Grant Morrison.
Yeah, for sure.
Next up, we have Void Rivals Book 1. These are the new big fancy deluxe hardcovers they're doing. We talked about the Transformers one. Now here's the Void Rivals one, Book 1. And it didn't say what issues it collected, but I think it's like the first 2 volumes, like the first 2
I think the Transformers one was the first 12 issues.
Okay, so I'm guessing this is going to be similar. They're probably going to keep it pretty close to that. But yeah, this is these are going to be really nice because they're doing the G.I. Joe ones of this as well. They're all kind of the same format. And this is going to be $49.99. This is the direct market exclusive cover. And then there is also the regular edition as well. So yeah, definitely pick these up because these are going to look great on the shelf.
Yeah, for sure. The next is 10,000 Ink Stains, a memoir, and this is a hardcover memoir collection of Jeff Lemire's work, including work from Sweet Tooth, Essex County, Black Hammer, Descender, and lots more. It's going to be $54.99, and this is going to be awesome for Jeff Lemire fans out there.
Yeah, just seeing this cover, I mean, you've got Underwater Welder, which is one of my favorite Jeff Lemire stories, some of that Black Hammer stuff, Trillium that's up there at the top. If you've never read, I really like Jeff Lemire. My favorite Jeff Lemire stuff is his really weird creator-owned stuff. Yeah. Essex County is incredible. Underwater Welder's incredible. So if you've never read some of that older stuff, this is a great way to check that out. And next up, we got new printings. Just a couple ones of these, starting with All New Venom number 5 second printing, which, I mean, is just the straight up spoiler page from that issue. But it's out there. Everybody knows it now. But this is a really cool cover by Carlos Gomez, and that is an interior page from that. Now, when I was looking on our site earlier today, which is Wednesday, they still hadn't got this cover up yet. But I'm sure by the time it should be there. And if for some reason it's not, or any of these covers or whatever aren't there, just shoot us a message, email us, and we can make sure that you get the ones you want.
This is why we normally wait till Friday to do these videos, because sometimes there's things that aren't there yet. But
yeah, usually everything is cemented on Friday by noon. Yeah. But before then, things can be a little wibbly wobbly. Yeah. So here's the second printing cover for number 5, the reveal of who is the all new Venom.
Surprise!
Surprise!
And this is the Brave and the Bold number 57 facsimile edition. The first appearance of Metamorpho, correct?
I think it's his origin story.
Oh, the origin, my bad.
I don't think it's his first appearance, but I think it's his origin told.
I should have looked because I don't remember. But facsimile.
People are gonna rip us apart every time we talk about one of these, and we don't know what's significant about it.
I promise I read comics, but
yeah. So once again, getting you primed for Metamorpho's big debut in Superman. Yep. So don't miss out on this. And that is it for Comics from the Future. So like we said, we're recording this on Wednesday. It's going to go out on Friday. So things may be a little bit different, but probably not. They've usually been pretty good. So head on over to the website, infinityflux.net, right now, where you can pre-order these books we just talked about. And yeah, you'll be ready for them when they're released in a few weeks. Hopefully, we will be able to bring you. Now, one of the things is, while we're coming back from Chicago, our Monday show is going to be a little weird. As in, we won't have one like normal.
We should have mentioned that at the top of the show.
I
forgot to do that.
We're gonna try and have maybe a briefer show going over some of the big books that come out next week, maybe on Tuesday, but we'll have to see. But just stay tuned to our YouTube channel and all of that to get all the details, and hopefully we'll have some cool videos and other stuff from C2E2 we can go over as well. We're gonna have our live show on Wednesday.
Yep.
Where I'm sure we'll talk a lot about the different people we met and talked to and all of that fun stuff. But yeah, stay tuned to this channel for future really cool stuff. And once again, we're only
8 subscribers away as of the time of this recording.
Yeah, from 4,000. So please be one of those. Help us get there. And yeah, I want to do something cool, maybe a giveaway, a special something show. We'll have to see when we reach there what we want to do. But yeah, so until next time, thank you all and see ya.